Crystal Palace away is our second fixture. We're here to preview it on Tereak Talks with myself and guests here to looking at all things Arsenal as we preview Monday night's game. Let's get into it, people. Wagwan, everyone. I hope you're doing well and welcome back to Tereak Talks. And guys, welcome back to something that we haven't done for a while, and all things Arsenal. This is basically the Arsenal show, just without it being in the title. Those of you who are new subscribers, welcome. Or if you're new to the channel, we're just going to be looking at it from an Arsenal perspective on here, but we do plenty of other things on the channel as well, mainly looking at all things Premier League. But being as I'm a gooner at the end of the day, I've got my fellow gooners here with me. That in backstage, ready to talk about this Monday night's game, and I'm happy to be bringing them in as we got some old-time regulars, and we'll bring up my brother Moss here first. You know him, guys, in the chat across the Pond Sports Talk. How you doing, my man?
I'm good. Friday, and it's a little gray out, and we've had some forest fire smoke again this week, but I'm off to the mountains later, going to Calgary tonight and Banff, Alberta, Sunday morning.
Oh, that's what I like to hear. Hope you have a good one when you're there anyway. And will you be watching the game?
Monday during my conference, I'll be listening and watching on my laptop the Arsenal game.
I don't know. We've seen how Moss reacts when Arsenal are playing, so I don't know how you're going to be able to hold.
I'll be yelling in the conference up at the top.
Yeah. Exactly. Hopefully you're yelling a few times because we score a few goals. But yeah, big up my bro Moss. And we've also got, you know who it is, my co-host on the Arsenal show with his first appearance of the season. People? Is my bro Wilf. How you doing, my man?
I'm good, boys. I'm good. I noticed you say the old ones, boys. You got experience in it. You got the proper.
Yeah. Exactly, the real leaders. You get
yeah.
It's like
I'm good. How you two doing?
I'm excellent. We were at this fixture last year, remember?
I know. I almost got a ticket as well. I almost managed to scout for a ticket as well.
Before we talk about that, because we've got another guest, a debutant to bring on the show. And you know what? This is a new thing I need to bring for debutants because it's been a long time coming. You know, when we signed Declan Rice in the summer, it felt like it was it felt like we was waiting a long time. You know what? This one's been longer than that, but it's my brother Niger Englishman in the building. How you doing?
Yes.
Oh yeah, now my people, is your dark-skinned man from the motherland. If you didn't know before, now tonight you go understand. Big up everyone, big up the panel, and I'll take the debut thing. But I've been on here before, but this season is definitely my debut. Yeah, I have been on here before, Terry. Don't worry, I'll let you off. It's my debut this season, so I allow it. I will allow it.
We say competitive.
The original,
competitive.
The original
it was a friendly. Yeah, you already know, man.
Exactly. Hey, blessings to my brother.
Big up everyone. Smash the like button, everyone as well, man.
Hey, listen to him. Got an all-star panel here, people. So if you're watching live, if you're watching afterwards, really do appreciate you. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and let other people know. Share this preview out to fellow gooners as well.
And get to 700 Tereak Talks. Let's get it done.
Yeah, I'm gonna get into a lot of trouble because it was such short notice. All my people I usually send out to, I was traveling home, so I'm gonna get cussed. That people would like my mate David and Ed and all them lot is gonna be like, yo, tell me when you're on. Yeah, tell me when you're gone. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to send it after the fact, man. No, they're not gonna be happy. They're not gonna be happy.
It's my fault. It was kind of a last minute.
I'm glad he owned it. I'm glad he owned it.
Yeah.
Go on, continue, Tereak. It's your fault. Tell the viewers it's your fault. Tell them.
Yeah.
Because I ain't even seen the link on Twitter with my name on it, mate. So what's going on?
You understand?
Exactly.
I need something to share, Tereak. I need something to share.
I'll get that.
You understand?
I'll get that.
Niger, we're gonna share the same lawyer, yeah, when we go to sue, yeah?
No problem, bro. I'm in. You're paying the fees though. Big up.
That's fine. It's no win, no fee. No win, no fee. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm with it.
Host is under fire here, but it's Arteta taking on a lot of the pressure. I'll take the heat. My chest is here. Hit me.
Love it.
That's what he says. But let's get into it.
It's awesome he put this together. Yeah, it's great to have all three. It's awesome.
Exactly. All-star panel. And before we get into the proceedings for tonight, big up everyone in the chat watching. Casey's in the building.
Yes, Casey.
Brush is in here. Listen to Brush as well. Hit that like on the way in the building. We got Moss also in here. Paxton's in here talking about being late. Hey, it's my fault for certain things.
No, that's mine. I had technical difficulties. That the lateness is mine. I had technical difficulties. So you know what I mean.
Better late than never. You know what I mean. When you got free melanin in here, you've got absolutely no chance of being.
Technically,
I bet Moss was here at 10-2. Don't lie.
Oh yeah,
Moss was we got 2 Caribbeans in here, so
two Caribbeans and an African.
African, mate, all sorts.
Yeah,
hey, great food.
You're lucky we even got started, mate. But big up everyone.
You know what I mean?
It's true. Big up Luke is in the building as well. Says good evening to us all. Big up to yourself.
It was great seeing Luke. I met Luke for the first time on Saturday.
The last game.
Yeah, it was wicked, man. It was wicked meeting him.
Let's get into it, people. And speaking about Saturday, that's going to be the first quick topic we're going to speak about as well, is that 2-1 victory at home to Nottingham Forest in the end. I just want to hear your guys' quick recap. You know, it's been nearly a week now since that game's happened. What's your thoughts on that first fixture? We'll start off with the competitive debutante in this one here.
Do you know what? On Saturday, I realized how behind our manager I am. You know, he just like, because for like 90 seconds when I saw the lineup, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Excuse my language. What's going on?
Where's the hell?
Like, literally, and Nketiah started, Havertz alongside Rice, right back Partey. I was freaking out for a whole 90 seconds. And then literally, this is all I did. I was like, wait a minute. It's our first game of the 6th season. Our manager is not crazy. He knows what he's doing. I don't get it, but as long as he gets it, whatever. Let's just go and get the 3 points. Because for me, the first game of the season ain't really about performances for me. I don't know about you guys. It's just about, let me collect my 3 points. I beg, please. That's it. I don't care how it's done. Get that 3 points and run. That's it. And that's what we did. What I was a bit disappointed about was the way we it looks like we haven't shook off that old habit of going 2-0 up and then just containing possession and kind of stepping off the gas, because I'm sure you guys were as frustrated as me. As soon as we concede the goal, we create an attack like immediately. It was like so you had this in you all game, you just couldn't be bothered. So I at the end of the day, 3 points. I'm happy. Rice had a decent debut as well. I was a bit harsh on him when I first watched the game because I was in and out of watching it, but when I watched the full 90 again, he actually had a pretty good game. Nketiah scored. I mean, 3 points at home. But I think it was a decent start to the season. We showed some good stuff for 75, 80 minutes anyway. We just need to be ruthless going forward, though, so we don't have those little scares. But the weirdest thing, I don't know about you guys, but I wasn't scared for that last 5. I actually wasn't scared. As annoyed as I was for conceding, I knew we weren't going to concede again, which, I don't know, made me more frustrated than anything else. So why are you conceding anyway? You know you're not going to draw this game. Why are you bothering to concede? It was just annoying. But, yeah, 3 points, good game. We keep it moving.
Exactly. Well said. And what about you, Wilf? Because, when you are watching this game and you're in the emotions of it, when you're seeing that goal and then straight after, Gibbs White had that chance. But I think Nigel said it perfectly there, is that when you watch it again, the emotions settled down even if those who were a bit nervous. It was a comfortable victory in the end. There should have been more.
Facts.
100%.
What was... You was at the game, wasn't you, Will?
Yeah. I got a late call about 10:30 in the morning saying, "How you feeling, bro? You recovered yet?" And I said, "Yeah, still probably a week away." And my brother went, "So you don't want this ticket?" I'm like, "Yeah, no, it's cool, man. I'll take the ticket." I'm like Nigel. I was at the game. I was frustrated, and I think the reason where my frustration come from was we was at the Leicester game last season. And how we tore into them and ripped it from the start to finish. I was expecting that again. And because I didn't get that, that's why I felt the frustration at the game.
Yeah. Oh, seems to have froze there. Will Faz. But yeah, whilst Will's just regaining connection there, what was your thoughts on the game, Moss? You did a watch along to it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I like Nigel said, I was a bit shocked at seeing no Gabriel. Maybe everyone can answer that, but Tereak, what did you think? Like, I was like, no Gabriel, but then he plays him in the end. They say tactical, but I think what happened was he had a bit of a bang, in training, and it's like, okay, let's not risk it, but let's get him in there and at the end and solidify it. But it was weird that he, said it was tactical though. I thought that was weird, Arteta, but whatever. Yeah. He's gonna be back. He's gonna be back in there Monday, Gabriel. I think we'll have Zinchenko ready to go. But yeah, and on the Forest, I mean, they're a different club at home, obviously. They're already up 1-0 today here, and I'm listening to it. But we had 80-85% possession, like for most of that game. It was crazy. And then even when we're up 2-0, Nigel and Tereak, they were still all sitting back. And the one time they ripped us was Alanga going down that, our right side and Party side, and we caught on the counter a bit there. But yeah, it was a weird bit of lineup. I think we'll get back to normal back four of last year with Zinchenko and Gabriel get back in there, and White back to right back.
What I will say is I don't think it was because of a bang. I do genuinely believe it was tactical, because I feel like Arteta is trying to make us a bit more unpredictable.
And everyone in there, yeah.
And yeah, it's not that he can't defend high. Like, you could argue and say that, being an aggressive front foot defender, Gabriel's the best one at doing that, and someone who's probably the best in the air and those things. But I think what this game was set up for us to do, we knew that Forest were going to sit in their low block, and we was going to have to be the ones breaking them down. I feel like the defense that we played with Partey as an inverted right back, Saliba, Ben White and Timber are our best ball players who can progress the ball quickly. Gabriel isn't the most comfortable at that aspect of his game. Those are just three better players than him. Not saying he's bad at all in that aspect, but he's more suited for that game. And when you'll see maybe this Monday, for example, Moss, we will maybe see him at starting, because if Arteta feels like, it's going to be a physical match, we're going to be needing someone who they're going to be playing balls long, set pieces are going to be a big thing, and we're going to need someone to be strong in that aspect. So I feel like you'll see a lot more changes and nowhere near the same amount of certainty. When everyone's fit, we knew what our best 11 was last year, didn't we, guys? We knew what that was. I don't feel like we're going to know that this year, and maybe until the final 10 games. So that helps us be at our peak. You see, the situation with whether it was tactical or he took a knock. Do you know what? I don't care what the reason was that he put him in. To be fair, I'm just happy that now what winning that game did was confuse the league. Yeah, like what they like, because there's not one Premier League manager that expected that lineup on Saturday. Not one of them.
Well, we didn't. So we didn't. I mean,
do you know what I'm saying? So for that sheer fact, it's gonna be different to the way last season was, where us and our opposition could pick our 11 every single week. Even though we know what our best 11 is, the fact that we have the option and can still collect 3 points, I like the fact that it will confuse the rest of the opposition, because you never know.
I think that was always the aim coming into the transfer window, was to buy players to not make us predictable. You know what I mean? Havertz, right? I mean, even though we got the rise,
Timber's perfect guy for that.
Timber's, Even Havertz, to be perfectly honest, everybody's sort of like, oh God, what's he like? Well, yeah, at Chelsea. But as with Jorginho, there's a connection between Havertz and Arteta, like there was with Jorginho. Like, them two know what is required. Havertz came in knowing exactly what Arteta wanted from him. Arteta brought him in with an exact game plan as to where and how he was going to play Havertz. Like you said, trust the manager. He knows what he's doing. He's got a plan. And like you, when I saw Partey at right back, I was like, am I at the right game? But, But it worked. It really worked. Other than for the goal, because I kind of blame Partey for that, but he's not a right back. So, you know, like Zinchenko's not a left back. So you're going to get those things. But it worked well. I mean, Rice was outstanding, I thought, for his first game in a new system where everybody's saying, oh, he's going to take a few months to go. Havertz was good. He's been shown steady progression. Eddie's my boy. You know what I think about Eddie, and I know when you start him, you're going to get goals from him from there. And I have no doubt that he will cover the Jesus thing going forward.
We'll save that. We'll save my opinion on that to another stream.
Do you know what?
I have a lot to say about Eddie and Havertz, but we'll just take the whole
we know it's going to
so.
kick off. We know it's going to kick off between you and me, yeah? So it's going to be a rumble in the jungle down the bottom there. Do you see what I mean?
We'll definitely save that for the starting lineup. So let's like kind of work our way into this now, because you know, one of the disappointments, the big disappointment from that game was Timber's injury. And we know we're going to have to make a change there. I want to hear all of your thoughts, guys. I'll throw this out I was going to throw it to Moss.
It was going to be Moss.
No, I was going to say, do we know what the injury is yet?
Yeah,
do we?
ACL.
It's ACL. It's definitely an ACL, right?
So he's had surgery on it. That's what we know. It's definitely ACL, and he's had surgery. So wishing Timber a speedy recovery, of course.
I feel for the brother, man.
I want you to give me your thoughts on, you know, the initial feelings that you've had, and now that it's kind of settled down. And I'm going to throw this out to everyone, so I'll pass it along. Do you think we need a signing to replace Urian Timber?
100%.
Yeah, Moss. Yeah,
100%. Go on, Moss.
Yeah, it's devastating. That's what, you know, it comes back to what I was saying. We should have signed his twin Quinton too, but you know. Good midfielder.
What position does he play? Midfield.
But yeah, he could be an inverted like Partey was doing too. And we wouldn't even know because they look the same. but more so like as he's rehabbing, you know, it'd be nice to have your twin around, you know, and keep it positive and keep it going. But yeah, I don't know if we have to and need to, but it'd be good to get like a Fresneda or that Simican we were played to for a while at Leipzig, I think he is, and Fresneda. I don't know why Dortmund never signed him. It's only like an 18, 19, 20 million from Valladolid release clause. I would go get that kind of young superstar fullback because he can play either side, and Arteta likes that and keeps us, like we said earlier, unpredictable which side we're going to be inverting on and that kind of thing. But
and I guess he's still young enough to be sent on loan if Timber comes back earlier than. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
good point.
Yeah.
And he's not like
Timber probably out till spring. Yeah,
he's not exactly the same as Timber. He's more of a conventional right back who goes up and down.
Who can play left too. Yeah,
it's true. So yeah,
like I think Luke is saying in the chat, we got Rule Walters, we got Tereak knows well, Lino Sosa, we got Brooks Norton Cuffy. Like we have cover. Like if we need to spend on a striker or a center mid, if we do some of these sales, maybe that's more important because we do have Tommy that can play anywhere. We do have Ben White that's flexible, and you know, we still have Tierney. You know, he hasn't been sold or loaned out, so I don't know. And you know, maybe someone that, you know, like Simican, maybe from Leipzig, that could be center back, right back, you know, play multiple spots. Maybe that's a good idea to have more cover for Champions League, or if we get more injuries. But yeah, it's devastating losing Timber when he was going to be a big part of this season, and our adaptability and changing on the fly type stuff.
Yeah, and Wilf, you were saying there in terms of with Timber is that you 100% want a replacement in for him. I just want to ask you, what sort of profile would you want? It's hard to really guess names because with the club, even Timber was an unexpected signing. You know, there was
I mean, I hear what Luke's saying, and I agree with it. But I just think because he was going to be such a vital part of our setup, I think we need to go out and get a similar profile. Like, I've heard the name that we're possibly going after Pavard. You know what I mean? Now that the Timber thing is going,
he's on Bayern Munich expense right now. Yeah,
don't like him.
Yeah,
exactly.
No,
When
no,
I saw him at the World Cup,
he's not bad. He's not bad, but
I'm not saying that I like him. I'm just saying
he wasn't playing defense. He's good.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that. That's why I heard the rumor.
just
But I think if we were to go, it would be maybe a midfielder that can do what the Zinchenko did, because that's obviously what Arteta was going for. Someone who can, so we can invert on either side on any given day, and that's the profile I would go for a similar profile. Yes, we've got the young boys there, but we can't rely on them for the whole season. And the biggest thing about Timber is the problem we faced last season with Saliba, when Saliba was out and Tommy was out. We're back in that situation now, because all it takes is for one of them two to pick up an injury, a small injury, or both of them pick up hamstrings or a calf towards the end. That's 4 games out. That's a month out, yeah? Whereas Timber would have been in and doing his thing. So that's the reason why I think we need to go out and buy. Whether we go and buy experience, because when Timber comes back, he's coming straight back in, or as Nigel said, buying.
Oh, froze up.
Oh, connection again.
He's moving like me today.
Last year, or 2 years ago, it was Tereak. Walker Peters was linked. I mean, there's been a cheap deal from him from Southampton, and Cancelo. There's rumors too of loan.
Yeah, there is
loads of names, but it's not done. Yeah,
lots of names being thrown out there. But do you agree with the thoughts of everyone at the moment in Niger, in that we should sign a replacement for Timber? And what sort of player would you want in that mold? Do you want someone who's exactly like Timber in his prototype, or someone different?
To be fair, I think if we're trying to win the majors this season, we have to replace it. If we're just trying to maybe challenge or finish in top 4, then we can manage with what we've got in it. But we're trying to win titles now. So and clearly the amount of minutes he's played in pre-season, you saw how important Arteta placed him in the side. I'd actually like 2 things to happen. I'd like us to definitely, as a result of this, definitely keep Kieran Tierney for the experience as well. And I believe by keeping him, it allows Arteta to be a bit flexible with the type of player that he brings in. Not necessarily a like for Timber, but if Tierney's there, we still have cover as left back, so he can kind of go maybe right back and centre back, or centre back and / DM or something. Someone that's a bit more flexible, not necessarily the exact type of player as Timber, because again, Timber's still going to come back in the side. So for me, we definitely have to do some business. If you kept me Kieran Tierney, didn't replace Timber, and got me a Kudus on top, I wouldn't be upset with that. I wouldn't be upset with that at all. But also, maybe because we've lost a player in defense, we probably should fix that. I don't know if it's too greedy to ask for 2 players to come in, but I guess it depends how much money we can recoup before the end of the window to see if that's possible.
I don't think it's too much at all to ask for 2 players. 100%.
We do sell Balogun, and we do sell.
We'll get into that a bit later as well, guys. But in terms what Luke is saying here, he says he'd prefer to sign a Kudus or a Tereak as a different option up front, rather than signing a Fresneda, Walker Peters, or a Castagna. I just feel with my thoughts on this, I agree with the panel in the fact that we do need someone in. I know Luke said in here with about Raw Waters, which Moss mentioned earlier with that comment, but I think exactly. I feel like if we do that,
he was loaned out. Tereak
still not ready. He's still not ready either. He's not been deemed ready. We haven't seen anything of him in pre-season. If you're not seeing him in pre-season, that means
they're not ready.
They're not ready. Exactly that.
Did we loan him out again, Norton Coffey?
Potentially, yeah. But my thing is that we need to sign a replacement, because at the moment we're stuck with the same group of defenders that we had last season. And we saw the injury with to Saliba and how that really affected us. And then that'll be close. He'll be close to be, meaning Rob Holding potentially gets back into the side, because we know we can't necessarily trust Takehiro Tomiyasu's fitness as well. That he's still got to prove that here. And there's no doubt about the player's quality in Tomiyasu and his versatility, that he can play across the whole of the back line. But the fact that we are back to almost square one. Isn't good, isn't quite good enough when we've lost a lot of depth with Timber, who's played at right back, centre back, and also in at that left back position as well. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that, people.
I mean, arguably of the three signings, he's probably the worst one it could have happened to. In many ways, him and Rice obviously, but I just think for what Timber was going to give us, or what he seemed to be giving us in pre-season, he may well have been the worst one it could have happened to.
Yeah, no one would have minded if it was Havertz. No offense.
No, they wouldn't. It was,
we got ESR. We got plenty of those guys.
I would have. Yeah. I certainly would have. But we'll look into the Palace game. Because we'll talk about this when we're talking about the lineup.
It looks like we need to have words. It looks like
we definitely need to have words. This is why I'm glad that you're here. So before we get into the lineups, just one more thing. And guys in the chat, let me know your thoughts as well. Smash the like button if you are watching now or after. Thoughts on this Palace game. We'll start off with you, Nigel. We'll go back to you in. How difficult do you see this game being? We won this game 2-0 last year. I saw a stat going into this that Arteta's played 4 Monday night games and he's lost all 4.
Are you serious? He lost all
Monday
4.
Nighters.
Yeah,
we're good at Friday nighters.
God damn it.
We're good at Saturday nighters, but we're not good at Monday nighters.
Them jinxes are there to be broken, man. Them jinxes are there to be broken.
Facts.
It's true. Records are always there to be broken. And Crystal Palace was one of those Monday night games. We remember. We try and erase that from our memories. And Tavares.
I don't know what game you referred to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. But what are your thoughts on this fixture? Like, is it? Of course, I think with the position Arsenal are in now, we're expecting a win, but is it going to be an easy win? There's upheaval at Palace recently.
This is what I'll say is, thank God that Zaha is no longer there, because that guy, I don't know what happened. Every time he comes to plays Arsenal, he turns it on. He becomes like I don't know, Ronaldinho-esque or whatever. Yeah, he just does madness, tricks, flicks, goals, assists, winning free kicks, whatever it is, he's doing everything. So good, big up Wilfred, Crystal Palace legend, K Sarah. So he's off. Olise is injured, and the only real player that I'm worried about is Eze. To be fair, I would have been more nervous about this fixture if it was still Vieira's team. I'm not going to lie to you. Big up Roy and bringing back the stability. But I think, although it's a very hostile stadium, I think it should be a comfortable victory. I mean, like, no disrespect to Crystal Palace, it's a London derby, so there's always going to be a bit of an edge to it. But regardless, I think we should go there and batter them, mate. Personally, I'm not expecting like a 5-0 or something like that, but I think we should have a comfortable victory.
Yeah, I hear that. I like that, and the fact that you feel that way is good, because that's the confidence.
I'm sorry. There's an age thing on Luke's thing, so most of you would know what the Boomtown Rats are, but that's why I'm laughing. That's why I'm laughing.
But what about you, Will? In terms of this game with Crystal Palace, it's been a difficult stomping ground previously. Do you share the same thoughts as Niger, that we should be winning comfortably in the end?
Yes, we should be winning comfortably, but I actually disagree on the fact that I would have preferred Vieira to be there. The reason being is, under Vieira, they would come and attack. It would be a more open game. With Roy, they're going to be very pragmatic. They're going to be solid defensively. They're going to be hard to break down. With that Monday night crowd, that the Palace fans there roaring, the ultras with the drums and whatever, it's going to be. Because I was at the Man City Palace game, I think it was last season, and that ain't no easy place to go on a Monday night. On an evening game when the ultras are kicking it. But that said, I think we will go there and get the result. It's not going to be a battering. We're not going to batter them, but I think we walk away with another 2-0, 3-1 win. Something like that.
Hold on that
prediction. No. I'm not predicting yet. I'm just saying it's going to be by the odd goal or two. I don't think it's going to be like a 5-0, 6-0 battering. Yeah. But like you said, with no Wilfred Zaha, no Olise, and just Eze on his own, I don't think they got enough to worry us.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying on that. Mosh, you was at the game, so you as well as Wilf last year when you experienced that atmosphere.
Yeah, my first ever Premier League away match.
Exactly. There you go. I've not even been to. I've not sat with the Arsenal away crowd before, so that you've ticked one of the things on the bucket list for myself there. But what about people also forgetting for me that midfield that they have? Lerma, Decore, tough.
Lerma looked really good last week.
Yeah, defensive. Decore's links with a move to Liverpool.
I mean, Liverpool could have done us that favor this week and just got rid of him.
Hey, there's still time. There's still time.
They can still mix it up a little.
Yeah. Palace fans, the ones that I've been speaking to, Rich and those from the Eagle Eye community, they're very impressed with that and they were loving it because that gives them that defensive stability in at the base to let Eze go and do his thing. Arsenal's midfield now, don't give me who you want to start yet, but that's good area or some a big topic of debate, which I'm sure we'll discuss in the lineups as well. How do you think that they will cause us any issues in there and us trying to break them down, Moss?
Yeah, like Edson Edouard, he looked. How do you say his name? Edward's his second name.
Edward. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, he came from Celtic. I thought he'd be a really good signing for Palace. I think Rich did too. Speaking of the Eagle Eyes, the Ultras, Trev, I don't think we need to be scared of them. I don't know if they'll watch this after Eagle Eye or JC, but they're all little guys. You don't need to be scared of them.
Sending shots there.
We were there last year. Yeah, we did their fan cam, Eagle Eye, and all them. Great guys, Palace guys, yeah. But yeah, and big ups to Vieira. He got his first win in Strasbourg. They beat Lyon last week in Lyon. Like, Vieira's a good coach. I think he's a little too hardcore, and some of these young Palace guys didn't like it too much.
I just think they got rid of him at the wrong time because the fixtures that Roy got to manage his first 3 games. I mean, Vieira just came off the back of Arsenal, City, and Liverpool, something crazy like that. And the next game was a winnable game, so I would have given him that game at least, man.
I think Vieira's a good coach. Yeah,
definitely.
And Luke says here,
they don't scare me. Like both Naja and Wolf have said, Eze is the main guy to watch for now out of that attacking midfield spot. And Lerma looked really good. Looks like a good ball winner, and it gets around the park pretty good. But,
for me, I'm confident, but yes, I don't think I'm as confident as you guys in terms of. I think they have more threats as well. Jordan Ayew typically has a good game against us. He's going to have
against us, only against us.
Yeah,
literally only against us.
So remember 2 seasons ago he didn't score for like 30 games or something, and then he played
us. Yeah,
exactly.
You remember. You freaking remember.
You have to remember, because we're Arsenal. We're a lot of people's cup finals.
Nigerians remember,
and especially when they've got the whole exactly. Yeah,
he knows why.
So he does perform well, and Roy Hodgson and Vieira both trust him because what he brings on a defensive shift aspect, it will help on that left hand side to stop us and a Martinelli out there if Martinelli starts, of course. But yeah, I do think Eze, he's the real one to watch. Of course, I agree with you guys there. He's the threat, creative. He looks like he's back to his best now. He had a big chance against us. Yeah, he had a big chance against us last year too. But I think, physical presence that they have, Gay and Anderson, good at the back. They like to spray it long. And yeah, I think set pieces will be major, of course, as well, in how we defend them and as well as attack them. But what I'm going to do now.
Team Anderson was leaving, Rich was saying earlier.
He was linked to moves away, but they put a price tag of 40 million. So there's no news.
Probably.
Potentially, no news on that yet. But guys, what I'm going to ask you here now is, what is your starting lineup? We'll base it off of what we saw last week. Has anyone got any major changes, like in terms of 4 or 5 players that they want to change from last game? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, then we'll start off with you, Moss, and then we'll get to Niger, because we'll probably feel like we'll be for a while on talking about the Havertz thing.
We apparently played Luton Town and won 3-0 with Trossard and Saka scoring, and Raya got 60 minutes in there.
Oh yeah.
Zinchenko played. So I have Zinchenko left back, Saliba, Gabriel, and Ben White right back to last year. Get it back get it real again.
Is Zinchenko ready though? Is he ready for this week?
Yeah, he's ready. He's ready.
Yeah.
I've been saying it for 2 weeks, and then finally everyone's like, "Oh, he's not. He won't be ready. He won't be ready." And then today they said he's ready.
The whole Zinchenko thing was random because he played like 30 minutes of the charity game, and then he's injured. Like I don't like what's going on. I just thought it was weird.
I know.
It's just because he hasn't been training enough, is why.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, it sounds like he's had a solid week now, so I think he's good to go. And so then I'd have Thomas Partey in the defensive mid spot.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't play Havertz unless they're going to play him up front. I would play Odegaard and Rice.
Mm-hmm.
And I would sack Martinelli, of course. And I would play Trossard, but I'm pretty sure Arteta...
Talk your stuff, Mus. Talk that. Me and Mus on the same page, man. Me and Mus on the same page, bro. I don't need to say anything.
All of us. Same page. I wouldn't...
You don't want to pick up... You don't want to pick up the phone for Eddie.
No,
don't.
No, you know what? Don't.
Eddie's in the room.
Man, come on the show and cut me like that. Man, come on the show and cut me like that. Live and direct in front of everybody. My kids watch this show, man. What are you doing, bro?
You're the one that said you're an Eddie fan, so I'm surprised you don't want him in your lineup.
Listen. The reason why I know this is to show just how good Trossard has been. Actually, you know what? Trossard has been playing out of his skin since he arrived at us, not just pre-season.
He's awesome.
But in a game like this, actually, I'm thinking about it now. I probably would go with Eddie start and bring on Trossard as an impact.
Here we go. We pushed him into
No. Because Moss made a good point. Moss makes good points, but Eddie's my boy, and I know when you start him, he'll bang goals. And someone like against a team like Palace, and Eddie feels he's got something to show, and he's, what would the Arteta described him as a beast in training and all them kind of things.
On, Luke,
my boys, no, I'm sorry. I'm touching base. That's my boy. I've trusted him all the way, and Tereak and Moss know I walked with him through the valley of death. And I'm still by his side. I still trust in Eddie. I think he's going to be banging goals this season, and I think I would start him. Bring on Trossard about half an hour to go.
My reasoning, Tereak, is why Trossard would work, especially a match like this where Gahey and Anderson are really good center backs and would like an Eddie, someone just to sit there. If you play Trossard and Martinelli, we could constantly be switching that up, and changing that up.
But do you know what? If Eddie did start, I would get it. Like secretly, as much as I want Trossard to start, I would get it because hold on. This is the only reason. Relax. Let me land. No, the reason why I would potentially get it, whether I like it or not, is a different thing. The reason I get it is because strikers, like they feed off confidence, innit? He's just scored in the first game of the season. He's gassed. If there was ever a time where he was going to feel confident about going into his next game and starting, it's probably now. So I get it. But Trossard, that boy, the way that boy can play, like he's just a baller, bro. Like left foot, right foot, shoots outside the box.
Right. This is my point. This is my point with Trossard.
He's so good at subbing on too, though.
But this is what I'm saying to you. Imagine when they're mentally and physically tired and you bring on Trossard with all his trickery and you don't know what he's going to do and he's messing with people's mind. He's using Jedi mind tricks like, I'm going to shoot my right. Oh, did I shoot my left? Oh, no, it went top corner. Oh, my God. You know what I mean? Coming on at half an hour when everybody's mentally tired and stuff after, because Eddie runs the channels and Eddie runs, he plays on the last man, yeah? He will tire out that back four, the two centre backs, and make them run.
But Wilf, for a fact, if Eddie plays, he has to score a goal because he's not giving me anything else, bro. He has to score before.
But this is what I'm saying to you.
And that's he has to. There's no. He has. There's no like. He had good link-up play. He wore down the defense. I'm not hearing none of that, bro. That's why I'm not hearing none of this for. But haven't
Right,
just
this
yet
is what I'm
either.
saying to
bro.
you.
So
I'm not saying. I'm not saying
you
that.
got to bang Eddie for me to be behind you.
And
man,
he
bro.
is. He is a gunman.
Pause.
This is what
He's
this
not
is.
a
This is
gunman.
what
He's not a
people.
gunman, bro. Relax. He's not a gunman. Relax.
Hey,
A gunman. A gunman, bro. I'll fly you to Lagos to tell me that rubbish. Eddie is not a gunman. Come on.
You don't hear a knock on that door behind you, that'll be me. I'll be there just going, yeah, Nadia, we need to talk, man. Step outside. No, Eddie gets goals. Eddie gets goals. That's his thing. Everything else is a bonus. And I back Eddie to get goals. In a game like this, I back him to go out there and score a goal, maybe two, and then you bring on Trossard. Yeah. You know what, Eddie, the one thing that I'm confident that Eddie can do and will do is score goals. He's not going to go get a goal a game.
He's scoring on Monday.
No.
Yes. If he plays, he scores. If he starts, he scores.
I got Saka Martinelli.
Okay. And you, I think Moss said it. He made a really good point, and I think it's kind of hurt Trossard to an extent. He is so good off the bench, and he's better than when you bring Jesus off the bench. He's better than when you bring off Nketiah off the bench. He can just fit right into the game, and I think that might have been something that holds him back, because I think he can be just effective from the start, but when everyone is tired, his intricacy just can be really massively impacted.
That's what I'm saying.
But don't you remember how effective he was in the Fulham game? I think a hat-trick of assists, man. That he started and played that whole game. So,
but that's the intelligence of the player. Sides. That's the intelligence of the player. And I must admit, when Tereak was first talking about Trossard, I didn't really see it at Brighton. I'll hold my hands up. I didn't really see it at Brighton. No, don't get me wrong. I knew he was good. But I didn't think he was as good as everybody.
Yeah, basically saying
that's he always scored in big games.
That's what the internet does to you when he talks like that, bro. Well, sorry, man.
On Brighton, Leandro in big games, he always got a goal.
Shoot, he has big game player, hat trick at Anfield, scored at the Etihad, scored at Man City,
scored at the Emirates,
scored at the Emirates. We know that. But what I want to, because all right, so Moss is giving his team there, and he would start. He said you start Trossard up top.
I said I would start Trossard, but Arteta's gonna start Eddie.
Yeah, that's the thing. Same as me. I would start Trossard, but he'd probably start Nketiah.
Would you agree with Moss's lineup with the
Gabriel,
everything, everything? Yeah. Okay, so my question is, what about Tomiyasu? Someone who has played more games and we actually have seen in pre-season, because I don't think that Zinchenko will necessarily be ready to start. Because
I would go Kivior. Ahead of Tommy. Actually.
No, what's your reasoning for that?
He's left-footed and he's fast. He's probably faster than Tommy, and he's played left back a little more. And but no, I think Zinchenko's ready to go.
But
we need the inversion somewhere. We need it.
If Zinchenko ain't there for me, and this is probably an unpopular opinion, I don't care. Tierney starts for me in it, but I know he wasn't even in the squad last week, so the chances of that are very, very minimal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, what are you munching there, bro? That's some crisps or something. Sorry, Karis.
Yeah, I'll
give me some.
Sounds like righty.
No, what's your team, Tereak? I heard look at you trying to dodge that one there.
No, I was just interested listening to you guys talking about Eddie and that. My team is based on this game, which is what you know what. I don't agree with Luke's team in the individuals all in there, but I like the fact I agree with the principle that he's going against. He's picking the team based on the opponent, which is I think we'll do a lot more now. So what I'd go with is keep Ramsdale in goal, keep him in for now, give Raya cut games, and keep him there sharp on his toes. And if we see anything drop in his performances, just like we would with an outfield player, then you bring in Raya. I don't like this preconceived, this thing where goalkeepers have to be number one to play. No, not in today's game. Remember, that used to be strikers. strikers used to have to play multiple games for them to get in rhythm, to get the confidence to get the goals. We don't treat them like that anymore. I think goalkeepers will be treated the exact same way eventually. Yeah, it's kind of new now because that's what we used to. But the best that we've seen from Edison was when Ortega's behind him, and Ortega's good enough to start. The best we've seen from David De Gea was when Romero was behind him. He's good enough to start. The best we've even seen from Marc-Andre ter Stegen at Barcelona was when he had Sillerson, Bravo, whoever around him.
And as comical as these two keepers were, the best of Mendy was when Kepa was behind him, pushing him all the way too.
Exactly.
He was keeper of the year or something that season or something.
Yeah, he was. He was.
So it actually,
but when it comes to Arsenal, it's competitive. It's too much what we're doing. You see what this one quickly before you go in. What I've noticed is we're back, guys. Like whether you like 100%. It, like we're not all the way back because we haven't won. We'll be fully back when we've won the major, but we're back. And the reason I know we're back is I'm on streams where there's no Arsenal panel, but they're talking about Arsenal. I'm I'm seeing it day after Arsenal. Arsenal can't do this. Arsenal can't do. We weren't 100%. Even. You didn't even bother talking about us. We were that irrelevant for a little bit. Now we're on everybody's mouth for one reason or the other. So you know
they're even talking about the dog.
Bring it.
They're even talking about the dog.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I mean?
Whatever it is.
This is what I'm saying to you. It's gotten that bad that they're like, so they got dog. We got dog, and they're cussing the dog that we got, and next is going to be the cat. And this is going to be the sliders that we wear and all these kind of things. I love it.
Exactly. Just with the rest of my team that I'd go with is I'd actually start Tomiyasu at that left centre back, that left back sort of role. Main reason is because when he's playing out on the left, he naturally inverts with a right footer. If you want to have someone in there to come alongside,
if Felice was there, I'd agree with you.
Or Rice. Well, yeah, I just think that you need to have someone to invert to take away. You need someone to, because what you think you'll see a lot is, are you trying to double up on Martinelli? So if you have if anyone watched the Zinchenko interview with Rio Ferdinand, if he leaves me, if he goes to double up on the winger, I'm left there by myself in midfield. I can do whatever I want, and that's what I naturally would want Tomiyasu, who's comfortable in them situations, and also defending set pieces. I trust him more than Kivior in that sense, although I think Kivior's a better passer. Just someone who I can trust physically with Tomiyasu there.
Update, Tereak.
Also, what's that?
1-1, Gustavo Hammer.
Oh, is it? Also, what I'd say in the midfield is I would stick with the same midfield that started against Forest. Havertz in there. Rice is in there also. Or Partey. Do you know what?
Be very specific, bro. Don't give me the or. Be specific.
I wouldn't bring Gabriel in, so I'd only change Timber for Tomiyasu. So Partey as that right sort of centre back. And the reason I say this, guys, listen, you said, guys, about how Crystal Palace are going to set up. Crystal Palace are going to set up very similarly to Nottingham Forest. Am I correct?
Yeah,
they're at home. They're going to be a little more open. We were up 2-0, 85% possession, and Forest still was all behind the ball.
And if
Palace
they are,
won't be that bad.
If they, I don't. You're right. I don't think they will be that bad. But that means if they're a bit more open, I'd rather have Partey in there, roaming with the ball, playing it, breaking through the lines as he inverts. And we typically have Ben White covering a lot on that right side. That's what we saw. Partey would step up. It was more of a back three. It's so interchangeable and fluid. And when you also have Declan Rice in that midfield, you kind of be a little bit more open. Someone who is gaining now. No,
I check the headphones, man. You're getting some white noise or something in there. You're getting some white noise or something.
He's been on the sauce before the show. He's been on the sauce before the show, guys.
I know. Right. It ain't water in that bottle, man. It ain't water in that bottle. It's pure vodka. It's pure Ray Nephew.
I've got one question for you, Tereak.
Yeah.
Who's Saliba's best defensive partner?
Thank you.
From what we've seen, is Gabriel. But do you think?
And hold on, and for that factor, for me, that is the nucleus of our team, our defense, and how consistent that is. So I as much as I don't really like Ben as a centre back as much as I like him as a right back. Not saying he can't play the role. I'm not saying he can't play because he definitely can. But I'm not. I see him more as a right back, and I believe he enjoys playing that right back role better than he did centre back personally. Like that City game looks like he's starting to add a little bit more understanding to his game as a right back. Remember that follow-up run where I don't know who he's maybe for the Havertz chance. I think
it was for the Havertz chance. I got one thing to say to that. Nigel. Choo choo! I'm back on the Niger train now. I agree with you.
It was only a matter of time we're together. Bro.
Yeah. I'll come off again next stop. Don't worry about that. But
this is my point here now. I mentioned this on Twitter yesterday, and I do urge you to recommend to watch Rice talking to Rio Ferdinand about this. Arteta doesn't want to focus on positions. It's more about roles. Those of you who follow basketball know that basketball is now positionless with these top teams. You don't have a center that just stays in that point. You don't. It's a lot more fluid. And how we spoke about, we've seen Rice and Partey interchange in different areas of the pitch. Rice going up into that attacking left half space against Forest, taking shots. Him coming alongside Partey against Manchester City. It's just based on different roles in different moments. I think how Arteta wants us to be is positionless, because once again, it makes you more unpredictable. Hence why we sign players with a lot of versatility who aren't fixated. Havertz, whatever you may think of him, versatile player, plays in multiple areas, is comfortable, much more comfortable in different zones. We don't really have quote unquote, stick on right backs or stick on left backs or stick on strikers. The only person that's really kind of like that is Eddie Nketiah. And then the rest are very fluid, Trossard, who we spoke about. So I feel like it based on different scenarios. Palace, who are they going to be playing off their left mainly as well? You got to remember that. If you're talking about, they're going to leave a lot more space because they're going to try and attack Saka. And how many times do we see triple teams? Forget double teams, triple teams on Saka, where their centre midfielder, their left back and their left mid comes across, because they know that's to the side that Ødegaard and Saka work their best. So that leaves more space, and I'll rather Partey on the ball in those areas than Gabriel, because that's what the switches that everyone's making. And then having Havertz in there to support Eddie and Nketiah, because I would start Eddie in the box, late runs, score goals. But that's what I think he's going to go for as well. So yeah,
I see a away game like this. I really see.
Yeah, I was saying away game.
Partey, Rice, Partey, Rice, Ødegaard for me. Partey, Rice, Ødegaard. Rice and Partey gives us the defensive solidity. If the move breaks down, because both of them can defend well.
Ødegaard should have a field day with them two behind him.
This is what I'm saying to you. And Rice's passing is underrated. I strongly feel that it's underrated. It's almost as good as Partey's. Yeah, with the two of them there, and Rice playing that left 8 if he needs to, and if things break down, he drops in and sits with the double pivot with Partey next to him. I don't see Palace getting any joy. Havertz defensively at this moment is too much of a liability going away to a Palace team.
You see, that's
for
not
me.
True though. That's not true.
No, I'm not dissing him. I'm not dissing him. I'm just saying.
I'm saying facts. I'm saying facts. In the Forest game, he counter pressed and won the ball back more than anyone in our forward.
I know he did. But
Martinelli was the only one. So defensively, Havertz is actually better than even the likes of even a Trossard. You can trust him more defensively to do the.
I understand that. I understand that. But can you trust him more than Havertz? Can you trust him more than Rice though? Can you trust Havertz more than Rice?
I've not taken Rice out of the team.
See, it's what I'm saying to you. I would have.
Look, guys. Look, I'm not gonna lie to you, and I didn't want to have to draw for this card. I didn't want to. But you guys have forced my hand. Yeah, you forced my hand. Look, every time I see Thomas Partey in that right back position, I did fear my life, and not because I don't think he's a good player. I know it says that he's pushing 30, but.
He's not right.
I'm saying Partey is pushing 40, my people. Let's not get it twisted. Those ages, because the reason, because the injuries, because this is why I believe it, because them bones look older than the normal 30-year-old, because the way he was getting injured since he's moved to us.
Roger Miller.
Exactly. As opposed to what was going on in Atletico Madrid. I don't think he's got the legs to be wanting to even do that right back position. So I'd rather play it safe, protect his injuries. I think we got one more year of Partey at his peak. Max him out for sure this year, but we need him to be playing. Do you get what I'm saying? So not necessarily like I know he looked good in that inverted role on Saturday, and you could see him inverted basically all the time. I think he definitely was. He definitely was at fault for the goal. But
Mr. Conductor, I'm still on the Niger train. Mr. Conductor, I'm still on the. Just keep going to the next stop. I'm good.
And I hear what you're saying about Havertz and stuff. Like for me, this is what I want for Havertz, and this is the one thing that, as much as I'm behind the manager, I haven't allowed myself to understand the Havertz thing yet, because I don't think there's an amount of words that anyone can tell me to convince me the Havertz thing is going to work. So what I've said is this: I'm just going to watch for 10 games. I give him 10 games and watch and hope I see what he sees in the 10 game. I'm not going to hear everyone's explanations. I just need to see it. And for me, if he's coming in 30 minutes into a team that's winning, he can get a little bit of confidence, being part of a confident team, all that sort of stuff. And he can ease his way into, maybe he might even start the first Champions League game because he's the most recent Champions League player in our squad. So that might not be a bad shout. So by then he would have got the confidence around the team. And on Saturday, I'm not like, although I wasn't overly impressed with him. He off the ball, he did his thing. I can see some of the strengths in having him running through the middle with a keeper like Ramsdale or Raya. But what I did feel is that he was very, very safe on the weekend. Yeah. And that's the reason why I'm not judging him for that, because at the end of the day, football fans are football fans. First game of the Emirates in front of our fans. He didn't want to be making stupid mistakes. So let me play it safe before they start getting onto me. And I'm okay with that. But I'm not going to accept that amount of safeness going forward, because Havertz being a safe player is not going to convince me he was the right guy to come to Arsenal. Do you get me?
No, I agree with you on that. And I'd even say Rice grew into the game, even because he was playing a lot of safe passes.
Yeah,
even
he was getting shots, Rice.
He was getting that's what I mean.
Two of our best chances.
Yeah, at the start he wasn't. That's what I'm saying. He grew in confidence, and you're going to get that, guys. As you said in the first home game, a lot of his touches, if you watch it back, Rice was going backwards and playing it sideways or backwards a lot. But we know he's got the ability to play it forwards when he's got the confidence in big games, especially away from home, where the atmosphere will be kind of against us. I think you'll see the best of Rice in those situations. But I hear your points, guys. It will be interesting to see what Mikel Arteta does, because we don't know.
I need to give a big shout out to BX, man. This is the first time I've seen him here.
Exactly.
Big love.
He's in our WhatsApp group chat. Jose.
Yeah, I know. But I've not seen him on Tereak show before. That's why I'm bigging him up now.
Okay. Big up to everyone in here who is locked in. BX, Luke,
Palace, Jordan
well.
is in the house.
Louise came in here. We got JC. We got who's a Crystal Palace fan. Big up to my bro JC in the building. Say yes, T. How's it going? All good, my man. I just want to go into it now and go into predictions. Before we give the predictions,
what was your midfield? What was your midfield, Tereak? What was
my
midfield?
I said the only change I would make is bring Tomiyasu in for Timber. But that's me, because I feel like the reason being, as I said, I think it's going to be a similar game to how it was against Nottingham Forest in that sense. And I'd change it if we was coming up against an opponent who is, if it was coming up against a Brighton or even a Bournemouth nowadays. But yeah, because it's Crystal Palace.
Jordan, he's saying Brighton better than Palace, Jordan.
No, but Brighton.
Your rivals, Eagles.
I mean, I know that they don't want to hear it, but they definitely are at the moment. But let's go into. I want you to give you your predictions, guys. I want you to also give your key man. Who do you think is going to be the key player, or do you think it's going to have a great game for us to come out with a victory in the end? I'll start off with you, Niger, on this one here.
I think the biggest player for me is Odegaard, and that's why I think I like the Rice and Partey protection, because hopefully this allows him the freedom to just go and dictate the play and make things happen. So for me, I think he needs a big game, because if anyone wasn't really on it at Forest, for me, it was him. I reckon the rest of the team kind of carried him in that game personally. But he's had such a great year last season, so I'm not going to be too harsh. But I think it's score predictions as well, right?
Yeah, score prediction.
Yeah.
Okay, score prediction. I'm going for a cheeky 3-1. I'd love to keep a clean sheet, but for some reason we hate that nowadays. So 3-1.
We're good on the road keeping clean.
Better away from home, though. We are.
Yeah.
This is true.
But now 3-1 is what I just gone for, and Ødegaard to be the key man. Wilf, over to you, key man for this game. Do you agree with Ødegaard? Have you got someone else in your mind?
I've got someone else inside. Nigel, I'm telling you, I'm jumping off the train now. I'm putting the emergency cord and I'm jumping off. Yeah. My boy for this game is going to be Eddie. My boy for this game, the stand-up player, is going to be Eddie. And I think it's going to be a 3-0 because we can keep clean sheets away from home.
Makes it 2-0 for Bayern. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, well, yeah. I'm going to go Eddie. I was thinking about going Rice, but Eddie's my main boy, and 3-0.
I'm thinking of having Rice tonight too, actually.
Yeah.
Is it Jollof? Any chance?
Jollof, yeah, of course it's Jollof. You know me.
No, Rice and peas. What's his name? Hey, that's a big debate. That's an old stream in itself.
Are you trying to be on this stream for another hour or something, bro?
I missed that. I froze. I missed that. Froze.
You didn't miss anything.
It's probably for the best, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He likes Caribbean rice.
Yeah, there you go. So you know, I know where every one of you lives, so I can find that, right?
He's gonna. You hear Wilf? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Bless. What was your score prediction for the game?
3-0. 3-0.
3-0. Wow, so we got
Eddie,
3-1.
and who else? Eddie got one.
I think Eddie, Martinelli, and I think Rice will get his first goal.
Nice.
Oh, interesting.
I like that.
Because he almost got one. He almost got one again. A really good save from Turner. A couple of good saves from Turner. And you know what I mean? I've got feelings
with the second one. With the volley he kicked into the ground, he should have done better there.
Yeah.
And a player with quality and ability, I think, you know, if it's not his first game and that, he'll take that opportunity once he's more settled into the team. I like that there. Moss, key man and score prediction.
Yeah, all week I've been saying 2-0. Saka, Martinelli. You know, maybe if Trossard comes on early enough for Martinelli or Eddie or something, maybe it's him. But yeah, 2-0. Get a clean sheet again on the road if we go with our last year's back four of White, Saliba, Gabriel, and Zinchenko. The Zinchenko song also started when we had
we were there.
The Zinchenko song began. Always believe.
Yeah.
Zinchenko. But yeah, I think he'll be ready to go, and we'll be solid in the back and get a 2-0. I want to say we should go more 3 stars like the hockey does. 3 stars. So if Ramsdale will be my 3rd star with a clean sheet. Nice. Second star Saliba as well with a clean sheet. He's going to dominate that, Edward. And first star is Saka. He's going to get us started and get a big goal.
Those were the 3 key players you'd say. And the last time we went to Selhurst Park, actually, I remember Ramsdale making a big save. Saliba was excellent.
Saliba was amazing.
I'm sorry, going back on an earlier, touching on earlier, I think we're giving Ramsdale, our fan base is disrespecting Ramsdale because he's one of the best keepers in the world right now. You know what I mean? He's in the conversation with Edison and Allison and all them man from last season.
He's definitely not, bro. He's definitely not.
No, I'm sorry. All the fans. I
agree with that part.
All the fans that I speak to outside.
But Raya's right there. I agree. Raya's
right there, and he's going to push him. But he's going to have a hard job ousting Ramsdale from that number 1 spot.
And I agree with you in terms of that, because the reason I like the Raya thing is that there's no negatives for me, because I'm hoping it brings back the dog in Ramsdale. Like when he did that first interview for Arsenal, he's like, I'm coming to collect the shirt, bro. That's what I'm here for, to collect the shirt. We need that guy because we saw the last 10 games of last season, Ramsdale look off it. Let's be honest. If he has the same mindset as the start of the season, Southampton doesn't happen. He takes a bit more risks with his passing. He's kind of got to the safe level. So I think Raya being there is going to be like, yo, like if I get this wrong, my guy is ready to take my shirts. Sharp.
I think he's fired. He's like, yeah, bring it, Raya. Let's see what you got.
I think that's kind of one of the reasons why we made it alone too, because Arteta doesn't think he's a bad keeper either. He just thinks maybe the stuff with his brother, maybe his ego has got a bit high as well. A combination of a few things has got the better of him, which is why he's a bit off it. He's still quality, bro. Like he's still quality. He's got all these attributes in him. He's just been a bit comfortable because Turner was never going to push him out of the team ever.
Remember, there was the last 10 games of the season, he was going through some personal stuff, remember? So that would have affected him as well. You know what I mean? So that might be, I think his natural mindset is the one that came to us. That natural mindset was like, bring whoever you want. His mindset is bring Edison, bring Allison, bring whoever you want to come in, revitalize De Gea and whoever, and bring them because they ain't taking my shirt.
Yep. Let me just go into the comments here for a bit, guys. As JC's in here, says definitely a hard game, even though Elise has signed, he's injured, and the same with França. So we are a weakened team. Yeah, and he's helped us with the pronunciation there. When it comes to Tereak Ray in the building, I know about them pronunciations like the man on feet.
Yeah.
That's for everyone else. It is because it is a Portuguese name, França, not Franca. Even the
you always get Wolf wrong. You always get Wolf wrong.
I can't get that wrong. Definitely.
Saying it with a Brummie accent, man. It's Will. All
right, mate. It's Will.
That Brummie thing.
All right, Will. Oh, yeah. BX in here says the way we feel about Raya is the way we need to feel about the whole squad. 100%. Absolutely. And Eddie, don't do it for me. Ooh, so there's one on Nigel's train. He's taking your spot there, Wilf. He kept the seat warm.
Yes, I take it back. You're dead to me, yeah? You're finished. You're dead to me. I no longer know you.
The Manchacutioner says, yes, sign Harry Maguire, please.
Nah.
You can't even pay him.
I know. He's holding out for his 15 million, bro.
He's a stubborn donkey, that guy.
Yeah.
Just to give my score prediction, those who didn't see it yesterday, I did go with a 2-1 Arsenal win, and my key man is
Who are the goal scorers, though? Who are the goal scorers?
Ooh, if I was to say goal scorers, I got to go Martinelli. He loves a goal away from home. You know what? I trust him to score away from home more than probably me most, to be quite honest. Martinelli to score, get his first goal of the season. And I'm going to go with a substitute. I'm going to say Trossard. Comes off the bench, scores. He's got a point to prove. He'll get booed when he comes on for being a football player. For them, he's got to look to Eze. Eze will score. I think Eze will cause us problems on the counter attack. Whoever we play, to be honest, in the defense, I just think he's that good. I think Eze is going to be so good this year. Like you'll be talking about.
Yeah, this is his last season at Palace, 100%.
Someone's buying him.
Definitely, 100. Yeah, for real. He's that much quality. And hey, you wouldn't go and miss at Arsenal because I feel like
I was just thinking the same thing.
This is for another stream, so we won't definitely talk about it here. But I think Vieira and ESR, one of them's going at the end of the year, and it's up to this season to find out who stays. But yeah, So what I will say now is, guys, we're gonna get now
some 3 stars.
The 3 is a bit difficult. I'd probably say Saliba in there. I think Partey is going to have a good game also as well. But the big star, I think Martinelli. I'm going to go for someone different. So with the news as well that we've seen today, Folarin Balogun has drawn interest from Chelsea. Guys, would you make that sale?
But if he goes to Chelsea or Tottenham, 80 million plus.
Thank you. We're on the same
80 million
page.
plus. They any of them coming for him. Yeah. Forget it.
I'd rather eat it and lose him on a
League,
free than him going for any less than that, bro. 80 million.
Tierney,
Right,
Newcastle rumors, all of those. If it's someone in the Premier League that's a rival, and battling top four, and things, it's like increase it, and they got plenty of money. Like they splash it all around.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly. And if anybody asks why you jacking up
to Monaco,
because you're a rival.
Or 60 million and Kulusevski if he goes to Spurs. 60 million and Kulu as backup for Saka. Why not? We'll do that.
But he's tainted though. He's had that spud on. He's had that spud shirt on.
Campbell had it too, and he won the league, bro. So.
Yeah, that was different. He didn't have it on for long enough. He wasn't.
He was their captain, my guy. What are you talking?
Yeah, I know, but it just brushed off.
And Kulu is at least an Arsenal fan.
Okay, fair enough. Hey, I'll give that.
Hey, Moss, are you a Bayern fan or something? You're getting way too excited about this game.
Moss just loves any kind of sport. If it was Tiddlywinks, he would be like,
as long as it's competitive, yeah. He's
kicking it. Yeah.
I'm talking about that wrestling garbage.
But Jesse goes mad.
But
guys, so is it? How much would you sell for before we wrap up as well?
Would he stutter or something? 80 million, my guy. Yeah, 80, my guy.
Yeah.
But if
you heard the man
in the if it's Fulham, I'll give it to them for 55. I'm not gonna lie. I'll give Fulham for 55 or Palace.
Even that's more than what we're quoting other teams, but fair enough. But guys, what I'll do is now we better wrap this up because we've gone on for over an hour. So I do appreciate.
I think Balogun's gonna be good wherever he goes. Like he's good. Good.
Yeah, he will be definitely. But guys, thank you to everyone here who's watched in here and joined in the chat, whether you came for 2 seconds or stayed out throughout the whole thing. I really do appreciate you all. And big up to my guests right here on his competitive debut, even though he's his second time on the channel. He said it earlier, and I was like, "You're actually right. I remember it now when he had it on me, who's yet to make my debut. And no, I've made my debut on one.
Yes, you have.
So long ago.
Yeah, man.
It's like another one. It's like Thierry Henry returning. You get
I'll take that. As it was his birthday this week, I'll take that.
The Desi Slayer, I call it.
Boys, I'm gonna have to say goodbye because I'm having trouble with my Wi-Fi. I've had it the whole
time,
up,
bro.
Bless up,
Big up, Will.
Nigel. It's been a pleasure.
We'll catch up again
Moss,
soon,
as always. T-Money, I always got your back, man. It's been a pleasure. See you guys soon, yeah?
Catch up too, bro.
Take care. Nigel, big up my bro Will right there. Thank you for joining. Nigel, let the people know where they can find you, my bro.
Now, my people, you can always catch me on One Touch TV. You can catch me on Tunnel TV as well. And hopefully from time to time, you can catch me on Tereak Talks. It's Tunnel TV on all platforms, from TikTok to Instagram to YouTube to Twitter, and One Touch TV on all platforms except Twitter, which for some reason I don't know how to change it from One Touch T to One Touch TV. So maybe I need a tutorial. Big up the gang, smash the like button. Big up Tereak every time, man. Hope to be back soon.
Big up, my bro. Thank you for coming on here, man. Really do appreciate it. And I have got the link in the description, but it didn't work when I clicked on it. So I'll update it in there for you guys. But hey,
big up, Moss.
Big up my bro Moss as well. Let the people know where they can find you and what you've got coming up.
Yeah, me and Luke. You see Luke in the chat. We're Across the Pond Sports Talk, ATP Sports Talk on Twitter and Threads and all that stuff. But yeah, I've subscribed Tunnel TV, One Touch TV. They're all quality, and check us out too. We're sometimes late night. It'd be maybe early morning Lagos time, but we're always doing other sports, NFL, the Leagues Cup, the messy quest of bringing a title to Miami. We bring those games. We bring Goal Rush on Saturdays. Or Match Day Live for all those 3 p.m. UK kickoffs. We bring you all the live updated goals for everyone because the rest of the world, we get all the Premier League games. So check us out for that. Across the Pond Sports Talk. And big ups to Tereak. He comes on our channel. We go on his, and a wonderful host all the time.
I appreciate you, my man. Thank you for coming on, bro. And guys, check it out. Goal Rush. Are you doing it tomorrow? You said, yeah?
Yeah, Saturday, Goal Rush. I'll be in Calgary, but yeah, we'll be doing it. Tereak, people come in and out, and everyone's welcome. Nigel, anyone. If you're watching the Premier League games, why not chill with us and watch the goals come in? I think there's only 3 matches this Saturday, but yeah, usually there's 4 or 5.
Yeah, there is usually something, around about that. There, we got some big games. Liverpool taking on Bournemouth. That's one of the big ones, I believe.
Bournemouth's made some nice signings.
Yeah, they have. My thoughts on Bournemouth, bro. You know how I think they're going to do.
Coming. Tango Tara, Tyler Adams coming, Alex Scott coming.
Yeah, exactly that. But guys, I've put in Niger's in the in the comments there. I do have Moss's in the description. I know Moss's does work. I was just trying to sort that out then. Nice. Moss's definitely works. Link is in the description. If you haven't done so already, subscribe. He's on 610 at the moment, working his way up to 700.
Last month, suddenly
he's flying, and it's all the hard work Moss is putting out there across all sports. Literally, the name is the proof is in the pudding. Go check it out, people. Thank you all for watching. I'm gonna love and leave you. We'll be back tomorrow with watchalongs, back-to-back watchalongs. Yeah, doing the Spurs versus Man United game, and then straight after that,
Spurs and United.
Exactly. It's going to be big games. Guys, take care. If you haven't done so already, check out the Premier League preview show as well. But enjoy the rest of your evening and Friday night here in the UK. Take care, my people. And bye-bye.
Bye-bye.